All right, we're live. So, hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. I am logging on to my channel on this side. This is going to probably be a very brief live stream because this is likely to be just, a brief little story update, something that I read on Facebook from someone who I consider to be a very reputable person, and I actually really like his channel. That's Driving with Christensen. Now, or Christian. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of David Christensen at church. Not, but anyway, yeah. So hey Allie, hey Harry, hey Dark Road Run. So anyway, you saw the title and you're probably wondering what this is about. Well, first, just to give people a chance to come in for a little bit, let's share a little history about my experience driving with Uber as it relates to the cancellation fee. Because believe it or not, there are aspects where Uber did actually improve some things. I remember when I started doing Uber, there would be like very vague instructions like pick a person up, do this, do that. When it got to what happens if nobody comes up, you were told that you needed to do every reasonable thing to pick up the passenger before leaving and canceling the trip. Now, I didn't know what that meant at the time, so I'd always send a text, I'd always call, and then I found at some point that what Uber did, what they required you to do anyway, is for you to at least call them. Hi, Sean. Hi, Nathaniel. And you had to wait at least 10 minutes. Now, 10 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but it is. I mean, when you really think about it, it's longer than most Mickey Mouse and Looney Tunes shorts and Tom and Jerry, but it's not quite as long as Teen Titans Go. I should probably not be using cartoon analogies, but it's 10% of an hour, 10 minutes, especially on a job where it's like, who knew when your next ride would be because Uber wasn't this thing everyone used. 10 minutes could eat up a lot of time. And then there was still no guarantee to that you would, get that ride. But it was ultimately figured out that if you gave a call and waited 10 minutes, and after that happened, if no one was there, then you could cancel. But it took too long. So Uber made some changes for the far better. Now, after they did some soul searching, they cut it down to 5 minutes, where after 5 minutes, you could cancel and leave if they didn't show up. Also, they would notify the passenger for you that you were on your way, that you were close, and that you were there. So no need to call the person anymore. You could still do it, but there was no need to do that anymore. And I thought that was far more reasonable. Then they added another feature where after 2 minutes of waiting, you started getting paid. Now, granted, it wasn't much. We're talking about like 9 cents a minute. And if you ended up getting the cancellation fee, it didn't matter anyway. But if they were late and you took the trip, you got like an extra 30 cents on top of that or something like that. So out of all the things that Uber screws up quite a bit, the cancellation, they actually improved quite a bit over the years. And I've never had any issue with the cancellation, but I did report that people were starting to abuse the cancellation system a lot more than usual. And there are even videos out there, they call them hacks, that would actually explain how you could make more money canceling Uber rides than driving for Uber. So Uber, of course, was going to do something to change that. Now, I didn't know what that was going to be. By the way, hi, everyone. I do see your comments. I'm just trying not to lose my train of thought. But then I found out with Driving with Christian, who, again, I kind of consider him to be a friend, to be honest. And I consider him to be a trustworthy source. He did the research for this, so I want to give him that credit. I am just reporting what he said. Now, he might be wrong, but again, he strikes me as a very honest person. The fat man said the cancellation time was always 5 minutes. Well, fat man, 3.5 years ago it wasn't. It was 10 minutes, at least in this area. Maybe it wasn't in Florida, but in LA, it was 10 minutes. That's why in fact, when they even announced the 180 days of change, they even told me, like, it used to be 10, now it's 5. So I recall that happening. But either way, it is much better now than it was a while ago. But Christian, I guess, for whatever reason, he decided he wanted to call Uber. and ask about the cancellation thing. And his Facebook post on his, group page, which I have a group page too, by the way, if you want to join below. He said, I just got off the phone with Uber support in regards to cancellation fees. The new cancellation fee policy is the passengers have 10 minutes to cancel, and if it goes over 10 minutes, that's when you will be eligible for a cancellation fee. It is no longer 5 minutes, hashtag get the strap. Gotta be honest, don't know what get the strap actually is. Don't know what it means anyway. And by the way, I'm reading, I wish I could share these comments with you. Hey Kazim. But, and yes, Fat Man, you're right. Like if you cancel after you can cancel after 2 minutes, but you won't get paid. It's always best to just wait the extra 3 minutes. But there's all these people basically complaining about this. In fact, Mario here, he said 10 minutes? Wow, okay, because I'm devoting my spare time to being an Uber driver for the heck of it. This is serious. So, in fact, BS has been said a few times in this thread. So, and as Sean said, as of tonight in Maine, it's still 5 minutes. And yeah, that it might be. I mean, this might be one of those slow rollouts. I don't 100% know where Christian drives, and that's probably for the best. I think for the most part, and I kind of learned this the hard way, it's best if most people don't know where their the people they go on YouTube live. But again, so I consider him trustworthy. He doesn't, when he's made mistakes, it was never intentional, that said. So I don't know where he lives, but he did call Uber support and they told him that, now I don't know how they worded it. Maybe they said, well, it's 5 minutes now, but it's gonna be 10 minutes. Or maybe they told him outright, it's going to be, 10 minutes. Like right now. I don't know exactly what was said. Oh, Christian drives in Chicago. Okay, so yeah, it seems like Chicago's kind of like a testing ground for a lot of really unpopular features these days. That's poor Chicago drivers. Like, wow, can they just like get a break or something? This pic will never go viral. Too positive. You know what, Christian? I'll share that if it lets me. My browser, whatever. So so yeah, that's from. I wanted to make like a quick video discussing that because I read that on Christian's Facebook page, and it's like, wow, that's bad. I mean, can you imagine like if that means if you have 7 people who are late and wait till like 8.5 to 9 minutes. Essentially, that's over an hour of you just sitting there not doing anything. That's not how this should work. And the funny thing is, like, passengers always complain about cancellation fees all the time, and I understand why. It's not fun to get a cancellation fee. You pay $5 and you don't even get anything out of it. But you know what? I always tell people, hey, you call the Uber, you see how far away they are when you call them, and then they constantly give you email updates about where your driver is. So really, you should have no reason to not be prepared for when the Uber driver shows up. You just should not. So it's interesting. Eric says, maybe they meant 10 minutes for Uber Eats. He did not specify Uber Eats. He did not. So, but if that is the case, I will, of course, update in the description below. Rideshare 2K says it's 15 minutes for Uber Black. But you know what? That makes a little bit more sense. If it's Uber Black and it's a luxury vehicle, first of all, the cancellation fee is a lot more expensive. So And people who call Uber Black typically have money and they've got meetings, and they sometimes call and they don't know exactly when they're going to be out. They just want the car there. So sometimes it's 10 minutes and then they're out there, but they're paying you much, much better. So it makes a little bit more sense that the Uber Black and maybe the Uber Select, that you have to wait a little bit longer for those, which means if it is 15 minutes for Uber Black, then they probably got to wait 20 minutes now. Fat Man says it's 5 minutes for Uber. Well, Fat Man, look, I know that you get this way sometimes and you're insistent, but here's why we're making the video. And I'm probably going to add a question mark because I probably should have added a question mark. Again, one guy on Facebook has said he called Uber and they told him it would be a 10-minute wait before cancellation Now, here's the thing. He could be wrong. He could be, because Uber support's not open right now. Well, maybe they are. Well, I'm using the phone to do this. That's why. But I have no reason to not trust him. So if it's wrong, we'll issue a correction. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but this is kind of a heads up that this might be coming. That you might, so let's see here. iSurvivor says, here in Long Island, it's still around 5 minutes, but I did notice that Uber charges the passenger 39 cents per minute waiting time and pays us 29 cents. Yeah, that makes sense. So, hey, Driver Lady Pro, how you doing? MSL here, why the heck would the guy call Uber? Don't give them any stupid ideas. You call Uber, hopefully, so they can help you. That's why you call them. I've had to call Uber a few times. Like the last time I called Uber, I dropped off some people at Disneyland and it was like, oh, well, I should be able to just pick someone up, but it showed that my account had been deactivated. The Select requires you to wait 10 minutes. Well, I know Select requires you to wait. Well, now I know Select requires you to wait 10 minutes, but apparently they might just be doing that for everyone. So it's just I'm going to add a question mark to this, but again, I have no reason to doubt that Christian would lie about this, especially since, again, how many Select and Black drivers do you know are calling Uber's help? Kevin, did you talk to other YouTubers about the rate? No. I might want to do a podcast on Wednesday and maybe we'll talk about that point, but I'm pretty certain everyone is pissed. I mean, again, even that guy, even one of the other guys who doesn't like me, he's not very happy about it. So I think we're kind of all on the same page on this one, that everyone's just getting screwed on this one. Oh, hey, Andy. Yeah. Thanks for finally being on a live stream. I don't know how long it's going to be. This is probably going to be a short one, but thank you for joining us. I need to go back to my video live stream here so that I can, comment on things and all that jazz. Oh, by the way, thanks for the 9 people for liking, and to the one guy who disliked. Oh well, sorry, can't help you. The Beacon of Light Uber driver. Hey, how you doing? So after the Uber rates nationwide, entire Los Angeles is surging. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I should do more live streams, but there's that whole wedding planning thing and events to deal with all that. But yeah, it would make sense that LA would be surging a lot after the rate cuts because a lot of people quit. In fact, that's probably the strangest thing about the rate cuts right now, is that whenever Uber cuts the rates, they actually usually do it slowly, or over a month, I should say. Like, they will cut the rates in like 3 cities, wait a week, then cut it in 3 more, and they will do so until everyone's had their rate cuts. And this time they seem to do it all at once. So that's usually not a tactic they do. Let's hear. Fat Man says, I have to wait 8 minutes on select riders all the time, but with UberX, I get my $3.91 after 5 minutes. Ali says, yeah, Kevin, let's begin the delete Uber movement. So, no. I tried the delete Uber movement. I mean, it's amazing to this day that I still get people saying, why don't you tell people to stop driving for a week? That'll make it. It's like, no, it won't. The only thing that'll work is if people stop driving altogether, or if the lawmakers make laws. That's how it works. I can't do anything by myself. I try. I'm being as honest as I can. I'm telling it as it is. Um, you know, but it's just, if you don't feel like the rates are good, you don't drive. That's how it is. Let's see here. LA is making what I make, and I did 800 plus for the last 4 weeks, so it is what it is. Yep. It's like Jared Lady Pro said, Kevin, I truly believe lawmakers will eventually step in. Yep. Well, I think they will also. Oh, hey, Thomas, how you doing? Byron says, Lyft now allows 6 destination filters in San Francisco. Yeah, I thought about making a video about that, and here's the sad truth. I can't confirm if that's a new thing or not. I actually reached out to one of my New York contacts. He said that it had been 6 for a long time. And plus, you would think if Lyft did this recently in response to Uber, the drivers would get like a little email stating that, hey, we've heard our competitors are trying to control how you drive. So here's what we're doing. Since we believe you are our partners, we are going to increase your destination filter trips. So you now have 6 rides instead of 2. You would think a statement like that would be made, but there wasn't. And from the sources that I have contacted with, well, like Driver Lady Pro says, it's been 6 for a long time. I don't Thomas, I'm gonna have to hide that comment. You can't use that language. I might get demonetized, but I agree. So, yeah. Like Fat Man says, if you guys are actually considering expenses into your equation, you should have never been driving for Uber for the last 3 years. I'm just saying, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I did, Thomas. I mean, boy, sometimes I don't cry anymore about it, but yeah, for a while there, when I was like really depressed and making these videos, I used to cry sometimes at night knowing how much better Uber used to be compared to what it is now. Like, boy, when I was making like $2.81 a mile, that seemed fair. Heck, I'd even be willing to go as low as $1.75 a mile plus 35 cents a minute. That seems like a good, reasonable rate that still undercuts the taxis, but everyone makes money. But no, it's the race to the bottom. So Driver News says, Kevin, the Apptrepreneur, both Uber and Lyft know that the smart drivers will not wait for passengers beyond 5 minutes, so their action will now be to force drivers to wait longer to collect no-show fare. It makes sense. I mean, everything that... Oh, thanks, Thomas. I appreciate that. It seems like Uber's really been cracking down on, basically everything. Like everything that gives you freedom to do what you want. It's like destination filters, you're going to take a pay cut or you're not going to have it at all. And it's like, oh, remember you used to get 5 minutes and you can collect a cancellation fee? Well, now it's 10 minutes. And by the way, we're going to lower the rates. I mean, we'll raise the, minute rates, but, we know most of you aren't going to be in traffic. Things like that just really, really bug me. Now, here's something we could do for folks. The interesting thing is I have recorded tomorrow's videos. I'm going to download these from the Google Drive so that I can start editing them. I guess I could edit them while I talk to you guys. So if you guys want to keep me company while I edit videos, that could be fun. Who knows? So thanks again for the 14 likes, by the way, folks. iSurvivor says, doesn't make sense. Uber is cutting destination filter rates, claiming that the destination filter is making riders wait longer for a ride, but then makes us wait 10 minutes on every... Yeah, actually, that was I was thinking that. To be perfectly frank, iSurvivor. Oh, thank you, Driver Lady Pro. I really appreciate that. You don't have to do it, but I love it. Because it's like, and if this is true, and again, full disclosure, the person Christian was talking to might have been mistaken. But it just seems so logical that that's what would happen. Like, it kind of shows nothing Uber does actually helps with the wait time. Like they say, oh, the destination filter, too many people are using it, so riders are waiting a long time. It's like, yeah, but that a lot of drivers will not use the destination filter, which means, they'll just turn the app off. They're going to just wait longer anyway, but at least you get a few people, to their destinations. And then the 10-minute wait time, hey, there you go. Kevin, will you apply to attend the Uber driver forum? I have never been invited to the Uber driver forum, and I highly doubt they would invite me at this point. I think Peterson got invited. I think Peterson got invited to go to the Uber rider forum, and I know he's not going to ask about the rates because he knows where they stand on that. So he's thinking of something else to ask him, and I'll let him decide what he wants to ask Uber. I will say, out of all the Uber tubers that do this sort of thing, oh, hey, Dave, how you doing? Well, he's one of the nicer ones, so he has a pretty good shot of being invited to do this. Driver Lady Pro applied and denied me. Really? I mean, why would they do that? I mean, you're just trying to unionize Uber and Lyft. I mean, why? I wonder why Uber would deny that. So, whenever I do the phone files, like they're like a gig something, Driver News says, oh, hey, thank you, C Factor. That's really nice. Just got deactivated from Uber for a false complaint. Watching videos makes me happy. I'm just doing Lyft. Might do Amazon Flex if it's in Atlanta. Well, careful about the Amazon Flex. They steal your tips, just to let you know. Sorry that happened, though. Unfortunately, that's a very, very common thing that I hear doing this. It's very unfortunate, but they really don't care. So let's see here. Michael says, someone called to say I was taking too long. 25-minute wait, was just turning on street. Canceled. Yeah, they'll do that too. Emma Silverhander says, I think they will only invite the sheeple drivers who think all is well, like Kevin Bacon in Animal House. I'm sorry to say this, folks. I've never seen Animal House. I know. That's awful, considering that I own over 3,000 movies and I've written movie books. I feel like I should have seen Animal House at some point, and I've never seen it. So that's awful. I'm sorry. I know my respect. I probably lost some respect just by making that comment. Guy says, how are you doing, Mr. Uber Santa Claus? I'm not wearing the Santa hat this time, but okay. Thomas News, Amazon's evil. Yeah, well, that's why I don't drive for them. C Factor, you could also check out Grubhub and all that jazz. They Grubhub and Postmates, if you want, they're pretty good too. So yeah. All right, I am going to. You guys are going to get like a sneak peek of tomorrow's topics. The first topic that I am going to be editing is Uber sends worst driver survey ever. Hey Ryan, how you doing? So, by the way, Ryan, did you like the Disney streaming video? By the way, did anyone watch that Disney streaming video? What would you think of the editing and the style of the video? Would you like some of my, rideshare videos to look more like that? I would love to know if that's what people thought of that. So that's the first topic. And thankfully, because of motion gestures, I actually don't have to have sound on to know when I'm cutting. It's kind of a nice little system that I've, hey, welcome, Steven. How you doing? And Mr. Charles, can someone please tell me what the increase is, please? The increase is probably that, from what Driving with Christian said, instead of it being 5 minutes for you to collect your cancellation fee, it'll be 10 minutes. So that's supposedly what's going on. Okay, I don't like where I pause. Okay, wow, I'm doing. Sorry, folks. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to settle with that. Frozen 2. I'm actually looking forward to Frozen 2. Although I'm honestly a little I wish Disney would stop making sequels, to be honest. I think their classics should be classics. So now let me oh. Okay, there we go. Uber on. It's like, yes, I did get that email. I'm gonna have to talk about it about Juno. I'm gonna have to comment on that Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just these other stories take place. The reason that I did this live stream was because I got that information. It's like, well, I don't really want there to be like a third video tomorrow, so I just I was like, well, let's just do a live stream. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. So now there's two things, because this is a sponsored video. So there's always just a little bit more editing involved. Okay, let's see here. They say Uber does not take care of injured. No, they do not. Oscar says, hey, Kevin, DoorDash is good from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Each order pays near $30. And say, oh, so are you one of the ones who voted yes, you get your $17.50 average from DoorDash? I mean, I'm not saying I doubt you. I'm sure there are people who do that, but that's a very, very unlikely thing. So Dave says, I feel so dumb for being shocked every time Uber screwed us at the drive-thru. Yep. There you have it. Where is, oh, there it is. It's always harder to do one of these ads. DoorDash deal strips. I like the sponsored videos. Well, they're the same thing as everything. It's just I make money from them up front. So I know some people have issues with that. Like they just don't like being sold to. But it's also one of those things where it's like, yeah, but honestly, if you turn off that pesky ad blocker, as Mundane Matt called it, then I don't make money off that video. And so I kind of, oh shoot, I think I might have to actually. So how much is this wait now? 10 minutes. I'm so happy ever since I saw Talman Marco and Help Us the Lawsuit. Just saw the title, Uber increases cancel time from 5 minutes. Yep, that's it. Supposedly that's what happened. Ryan Treasure says, just curious, since you said that you own over 3,000 movies, are most of them physical media, or is there large portions? Oh, they're almost all physical media. I mean, granted, there is a percentage, like there's a quarter I have on digital, but I also have the physical. There's like a few, like we're talking like less than 2% of my titles that are only digital. Like So I Married an Axe Murderer and Ghost. Those were freebies when I signed up for Vudu. And I also bought Roseanne season 10 digitally and The Muppets season 1 because they're not on physical. And I hope they stick around. But anyway, so I don't think I need to do that. Let's add the Patreon ending. Save it just in case. You never know. And it's time to export the project. So now it's going to take about, how long is this going to take? It's like a 10-minute, 36-second video. It'll take about 13 minutes to process this. You know, you would be really surprised how the processing is what takes the longest. Anyway, let's go back over here. I feel like I've kind of been ignoring you guys, but sorry. So yeah, we're going to talk about Juno probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Driver Lee Pro said Grubhub pays the best. And like Mike says, when is the wedding? The wedding's in September. So It's like, what's Middleton Technology says, what software are you using to edit your videos? I am using, I always forget the name of this. It's not, it doesn't roll off your tongue. VSCD Video Editor. That's what I use to edit the videos. I'm sure there's better editors out there, but for the time being, this does what I need. Is it 35 minutes in total? I don't know what you mean by that. But Nathaniel says, I haven't seen a video from Rideshare Professor in the LA rates. Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't talked about it, but you're going to have to ask him that. I mean, he did talk about like a photo of a campus that put up like, a flyer about how to get free rides. Like they say, you know, always rate 1 star, complain about this, say that. And I mean, admittingly, that's a scam that's been going on for a long, long time. So it's odd that he would comment on it, but you know, he's a nice guy. I've never had an issue with him. So, you know, I'm using a PC just to let you know. Dave says, now that the time rate is the same as minimum wage, they'll have us wait long. That's a good point. That is a really good point. iServer, how do you feel about eBay business? Actually, I do a lot of stuff on eBay. I make a fair amount of money on eBay. And I've always considered like trying to, you know, document my eBay tips a little bit more, but there's other people who do eBay videos like Crazy New York Driver who do a lot more and they do a lot better. And Uber and Lyft, I mean, every time I try to do things that are not Uber and Lyft related, Uber and Lyft kind of suck me back with their stupidity. So it's very difficult to, you know, Uber Santa, everyone likes your chats. You bring us a lot of cheers. Well, not everyone loves my chats, but some people do. I hate that my nose is so itchy these days. Must be allergies. So, the chimney is in the building. Salute. Oh, hey, Chimney God. Okay. Oh, hey, Kevin. Any NYC questions? I also drive there. Feel free to ask. I send lots of stuff in the past. Yeah, the New York market is complicated. It's every time people explain it, I always manage to mess it up somehow. But you know, the New York, they'll do what they do. So anyway, there's actually a real Uber Santa on Twitter. Really? Let me Twitter. Let me look that up. My Twitter's Kevin T Rod, by the way, guys. If you want to follow me there. Whoa, I got 6 notifications. Okay. What? So what's all this about? Let's see. So, a guy shared his earnings, $54.44 with a $25 tip included. 47-minute ride. If he didn't get that tip, the ride would have been about $29. And what was his question? Do you think the per mile per minute is normal? That's what they said they pay. So, and these, and what was this about? Oh, yeah, I don't want to get into that. Okay, let's look up Santa Uber. Santa Uber. You know, I should have said when this started that the important part would be in the first 10 minutes. I did not think I'd still be doing this like 35 minutes later. So, I did not find, wait, maybe this is it. That's interesting. Yeah, that's probably not what you guys are talking about, though. All right, let me look at some of these comments. I think I have missed some. So, let's see here. Share with others or sends. Share where or what store we can send the present for the wedding. I mean, I am registered at Target and Bed Bath & Beyond. And I'm a little... I'm a little, how should I put this? As flattered as I am that people would want to send me stuff, I'm afraid about giving out my wedding site because I've been, especially the last week or so, the trolls and harassers have been especially prevalent. I do have a PO box if anyone wants to send stuff there, but which is below. But I'm a little. I think I would be nervous sending out information about where the wedding's going to be. I don't think that's a risk worth taking. I appreciate the offer though, but I'm probably going to have to decline sharing that information. So let's see here. Okay, what else? Burn Uber, send them. Oh, yeah. So let's see here. Uber, when you charge a driver more for using destination filters and add time to qualify for $5 cancellation fees, drivers will be quitting left and right. I don't think they care right. The thing is, I think they believe that they won't. I mean, have drivers truly given any indication that they would be willing to quit this? No. Do you know how many... I've been making videos, hey, Team LMDU, so glad you're here. But seriously, look at some of the comments with the destination filter and the fares getting cut. There are people still saying, you lazy piece of tub of lard or whatever. Why aren't you driving? You're just complaining. Get out there and drive. And it's like, are you not paying attention to what's happening? Why would I do it under these circumstances? I just wouldn't. So, anyway, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to have to hide that. Yeah, it's Danny Light. Again, the language, but I agree. Probably won't be effective when it comes to strike. No, it never is because it always ends up surging. That's the thing. So if it surges, they're gonna drive. Mr. Charles says Uber would be stupid to increase wait times to 10 minutes because there'll be less available cars to pick up people because they'll be waiting for pickup. Well, it's not about passengers waiting. It's about controlling the drivers. We've stated it before. We're continuing to state it. So there you have it. Nathaniel said, last night I saw a disco ball in this Uber driver's Kelly called Disco Uber. Yeah, it's, when you do funny things like that, and by the way, I don't know if Dark Road Run is still in the building, but I've technically taken an Uber ride with him, and his car is so decked out. There's a reason people ask, like, hey, can we get you again? Because that car is awesome. The way he has it set up with the video games, the anime, there's like music video scenes playing on the ceiling of the car. It's really, really awesome. And if I were doing it that way, it would just be a fun thing to do. Also, he probably gets really good tips for that setup. So admittingly, there's probably things you can do like that to really make it worth your while. But, I'm also looking at that car and I kind of wonder how much wear and tear does that put on the battery? Like, okay, so Dark Road Run is still in here, but yeah, I kind of wonder about that. Oscar says, darn trolls, man, you're helping us a lot with the info and reattacking our eggs back to place. Well, I appreciate, some people just don't like me, and they don't have to like me, but it's like Team LMDU says, yeah, I met up with DDR, took a ride in his car as well. Awesome, it is. Let's see here. So guys, I have to take this off for just a moment because we're going to continue. I got to plug in the phone. So sorry, we'll be right back. Don't mean to do that, but like I said, this went on a lot longer than I anticipated. So let's there we go. Put this back on. Helps my videos sound a little bit better these days. So anyway, Dark Road Run says he likes to play. What about Ease app for delivering marijuana? Thomas says, yeah, no, deny that. I haven't talked about it yet, but I might. You never know. Okay, good. Okay, good night. Yes, Danny. So, but whatever. I said, look, I do about $1,200 per week in about 50 to 55 hours. Uber has been giving us drivers in Long Island, New York, $5 per pickup quests. It has helped a lot. Today I booked 188 in 7 hours. No destination filter. Yeah, that's look, that's not bad. I'm not, again, I'd like to see how much gas you're spending, what the wear and tear. There's a lot of unseen costs to this. And really, if you're good at what you do, you should be making, your day should have been 300 at least. So, but again, I know I get passionate about it, but I can't tell people what to do and what not to do. If they want to do this, I'm sure they've got their reasons. So I just get a little concerned when people like say, oh, well, I made this much money a week. And it's like, yeah, but did you really make that much money a week? I was even watching a video where someone was showing their expenses, like, and this just shows how different it is. They were showing like what their rent costs, what their insurance costs. Their rent was like $200 a month and their insurance was like $40 a month. And already it's like, yeah, but in LA, your rent is like $1,800 sometimes. So already a lot of this information goes out the window, like at how useful it is. But, anyway, I think I'm missing some things. And skip that. Let's see here. Thanks for the stereo app. Extra money. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you like stereo. Thanks, Thomas. Brian said, I had a crazy rude Lyft passenger, probably bad day, asked me to go up 4th floor just to move a bunch of messy bags and few luggages to my car. What would do about that in this situation? I would, if it's a parking lot, I'd do it. I do it, to be honest. That's kind of just something that happens. It's part of the job. What can I say? Nathaniel says, we need you, Kevin, to report the real stuff. I don't know what I would do without you. Oh, I'm sure you'd survive, but I appreciate that. I really do. Dark Road Run says he's working on Dara's USC application photos. Well, that should be interesting. So Andy Wong said, my friend sent a screenshot of 13 miles for $12.17, the amount that was mostly time. Actually, Andy, I discussed that today. Made a video, used that screenshot. So thank your friend for me. That was very, very useful. iSurvivor says, I'm not saying it is a great gig, but it's not that bad. It's not perfect. The operational cost is all written off my taxes. I spent about $120 per week in fuel. I have rewards card from mobile. Okay. Good for you. Seriously, I'm glad you could figure that out. I'm glad you could figure out how to make it work for you. Here's one of the other frustrating things from my perspective, though. I'm just going to throw this out there. There's a lot of people who don't realize that there's tricks to doing this. Like, they don't realize, oh, let's sign up for stereo and get paid for the music we listen to while we drive. And let's use our point cards. And, let's do this and, don't just drive around aimlessly. There's a lot of people who don't know these tricks. Now, I've made videos about these tricks years ago when I was actually, when I was helping people a little bit more with this, but there's a lot of people who just don't know this, and they will never look at our videos to find out how to do these tricks. And the fact that you have to use tricks to really make it worth your while, it's like that's not the sign of a very stable gig, if you will, especially since Uber really goes out of their way to try and hurt you. Like, if they figure out that you've got a trick up your sleeve, they're going to do something to try to change it. Why do you think we're talking about the 5-minute change to 10 minutes? Because people figured out, hey, you can make more money canceling rides. Why did they take away the destination filter? Well, because they realized people were using them to their advantage. So that's why. So any tricks that you have, you will usually become obsolete soon. But again, I'm glad that it's working for you. If you have a bad back, you cancel or suffer repercussions. That's what the beacon driver says. I guess so. Low roller. I don't know if I'm going to make that video a low roller scratcher. It's not that I don't care. It's just, it's not typically what I make videos about. I try to avoid the politics, but and I saw that video, and the video did not make it clear that's the reason he was kicked out. They definitely alluded to the fact that he snuck in, which you know, they're allowed to kick people out of their theaters. I don't. They might have definitely gone way overboard in how they did it, but you're allowed to be kicked out of the theater if you don't pay for your ticket. So, but I don't know. Brian says, well, at least her mother gave me a $2 tip. Oh, that's good. Salvary Dad says, I use JobSpotter. Well, yeah, JobSpotter. See, that is a good hack. When you're doing like Postmates and Uber Eats, anything with food, it's, you know, there's a few apps I use where like I'm making more money than usual. Like I use JobSpotter to get little bits of money whenever I see the now hiring signs. I use the Hog Receipt and the Receipt Pal apps, and I document all the receipts so that I get points and money back for that. So yeah, there's several tricks you can use to make extra money on Postmates. That's a little bit tougher on Uber, but you know, off topic to Uber, but have you thought about making a video on what you would personally like to see on Disney Plus? Yes, in fact, that video will probably be up on Friday, to be honest, if everything goes according to plan. Salvi Dad said almost 200. I'll cash out soon. Good for you. Isar says most gas stations do give reward programs card. It saves me about $1.20 per fill up. Plus the Uber card gives me about another 30 cents, so it's about $1.50 per fill out. Not much, but it helps. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you get that kickback at least. You heard YouTube probably won't allow your kids on YouTube. They will disable all your comments. I have no intention of putting my kids on YouTube. Well, I don't have kids at the moment, but I'm thinking that'll happen at some point. In fact, Katie already she's got a name for a little girl. Now the funny thing was, like, I wanted to name her Crystal Hermione Rodriguez after my deceased sister-in-law and Hermione, and I kind of want to be like, well, you know, that kindness comes before brains. That's kind of what it meant to me. But Katie, we saw the Alita movie, and Katie really loves Alita. So she wants to name her Alita Marie Rodriguez. And, well, it's got a nice ring to it, and, you know, the name's not that important to me, you know. So I'll probably have a child named Alita, which will especially be interesting if that movie doesn't get a sequel. Okay, let's see here. It's like, Survivor says, I am friends with all the cooks around my town, so I get freebies all over. LOL, say on that too. Yeah, see, that's an advantage some people don't have. Steve says, I had this PAX ask me to move their home, like a moving truck, so I was like $100 on top of rent. A dang U-Haul. Uber does not pay enough to do that. Well, no, they don't. That's what Roadie's for. Roller Scratcher says you should make Disney video. They raise the Disney pass. No, I'm not going to make that either. I don't talk about theme park news. Other channels do. I recommend Rob Plays and Ivy Winter for things like that. Let's see here. Beacon of Light Uber Stay Lit drivers. How is using two destination filters being an Uber driver taking advantage, and when Uber takes advantage of passengers and driver? Because it's kind of like the mentality with like a casino. With casinos, the stacks are against you, and it's not fair, but they don't care. As long as the stacks are in their favor, whatever. Your complaints don't matter. That's kind of what it is with Uber. If they see that you are taking advantage of something they have done, then they will do what they can to make sure you don't have that advantage anymore. So what was the other? Oh, okay. The next video I'm editing is DoorDash CEO claims Dashers make $17.25 per average per hour. So that's the other video I'm going to be editing that will be up tomorrow. So it's kind of, it feels kind of fun, huh? It's like you're getting like a little sneak preview of what's to come. So let's cut that. This will be a lot easier to edit because there's no sponsorship in this one. Okay. Sorry guys, this will only take a moment more. Let's finish this. Possibly have a good one. So, oh boy, so the ending of these videos are so predictable. I should really just film like an ending, like a pre-recorded ending that says the same thing over and over again, so that I don't have to spend time refilming it every single time. So let's movie screen, DoorDash. So, oh, okay, so that's, so move this to the back. Okay, there we go. That's where I will split. What is increased sonic? I have no idea what increased sonic is. No clue whatsoever. So, by the way, thank you everyone who took my last survey on the community channel. Your votes are being included in this video. So, let's go to videos, Patreon, save, now export. This one is a little bit long, just a little, 10 minutes and 47 seconds, so 15 seconds longer. All right, now let's get back to this. Let's see here. YouTube search filters is broken right now. I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. Have you talked to Uberman Randy lately? Not lately, but I will. Salvi Dad, will you stop doing vids and gig work once married? No. In fact, if anything, we might be doing more gig videos. So let's see here. iSurvivor says, I signed up for DoorDash and I must say they are very busy here in Long Island. I think they are kicking Uber Eats behind. Every time I turn the DoorDash up on, I immediately get a request. Yeah, DoorDash is one of the big ones. Steven says, never do Uber Eats. There is non-tip policy, really did damage. Yeah, well, they allow tipping now, but the thing with Uber I've noticed is that people just tend not to tip because Uber for years spent a long time just telling people not to tip, and that was never a good thing. By the way, guys, what do you think about the future? In the future, would you like me to do these little chats with you while I'm editing the videos? I mean, because the processing is most of the work, and we could just kind of hang. Who knows? Let's see here. Andy Wong, email sent. It's sad. Okay, let me go to my email, and I take it you sent it to my Gmail account. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad. So I can't show it. Obviously, I can't show it to you guys. But yeah, Andy just sent me some screenshots of a friend of his who did some rides with the new. Oh well, actually that one explains that. But with the new rates. So one trip. This was an Uber pool trip, by the way. The trip earnings were $18.28. And there were additional pickups apparently. Trip was 51 minutes, 39 seconds, about 16 miles, $18.28. Now that's pool, so we know pool sucks. it gets a little bit better because here's an Uber X, $18.49, but 31 minutes and 13 seconds, distance 19.89 miles. And then finally, a $12.11 trip, which was 23 minutes, 25 seconds, and distance 11.99 miles, also Uber X. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at, folks. Can you honestly say you live off that? I don't know. That's that seems really stressful. One of the things I got to figure out is the problem is, but I don't want to edit the video because we'll see what the future holds. I'm going to refresh this page so that I can see the YouTube search filters. You can't watch latest video. It should also be low roller scratcher. Just ring the bell. Ring the bell. Let me check the 8%. So this isn't charging as effectively as it should be. I might have to end this soon. We'll give it 5 more minutes. At that point, it would have been like an hour. But yeah, my phone's definitely it's not. So anyway, say hi to your biggest fan, Nick Gurr. Well, hi Nick. How you doing? So, Dave. Oh, okay. Well, I guess think so. Well, I did make Dave the moderator. I trust his judgment. So, 9 minutes left for the processing. Please do podcasts with our Uber tubers. Oh yeah, like I said, I'm working on doing one with on Wednesday. We might even experiment with there being visuals on this one. I don't particularly like that idea, but I do have the headphones, and I do have like a microphone. Did you notice what the name sounded like? No, I'm a little naive in those situations. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, yeah. You making a review surf tablet for Uber and Lyft? Maybe. Possibly. Salvidad, I don't know how peeps make money on ride sharing. 10 minutes, Jay. Apparently. I guess it'll be really funny if, like, after all of this, it turns out that the person telling Christian that it was like 10 minutes was mistaken, but there it was. So Kevin said my name was Uber and it's so sad. I misread it. I'm sorry. Not the biggest deal in the world. Anyway, Jay said 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes. Well, I'm actually kind of impressed. Like most of you guys, I got some nice super chats. I got a lot of likes. Most of you have stuck around for like this whole hour. That's really nice. Maybe Sunday is the best day to live stream. So yeah, everyone, including the fat man, the fat man doesn't seem to be here anymore at the moment, but yeah, they they were right. Sundays was probably the best night to do this. So anyway, we've got another minute. Is there any final? Yeah, I'm getting notified the low battery. Now it's at 7%. So we got 1 minute left, folks. Sunday night, it's after 9. Okay, yeah, I'll consider that. And yeah, maybe I will just edit the videos while, yeah, I didn't mean to insult anyone, but I rarely mean to insult people, but somehow I do sometimes. So after 2 years hiring for Uber, I must say that it is not easy. It requires effort and disciplines plus strategy and knowledge of your market. Yes, the rates could be higher. Well, yeah, I've actually always agreed on that. The thing is, Uber is just stacking it against us so much that's like we're pretty much at the point where very, very soon, if not right now, there's no getting ahead. It's just a money losing proposition. And by the way, it's interesting because now all these investors who were praising about their big IPOs and everything that was coming out soon are now looking at the books and saying, oh shoot, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. So that's where I'm going. Auto Repair Master said, I started in 2012 and quit in 2015 to 2016. It's not worth driving anymore. What you're saying is true. It's all charity work from now on. Uber and Lyft are terrible. Steven says, NYC has the highest rates. It's now minimum wage law and it's still not enough. Andy says, with all these hide your chargers, no more AC and let them upload their own luggage. iSurvivor said, but if the rate is higher, the word driver saturation comes up. Well, but iSurvivor, I'm going to say this. I've said this for years. Uber and Lyft can turn off the signups whenever they want. If they have too many drivers, okay, turn them off. And when you get the sense that drivers are overall quitting, let them back on. In fact, then it becomes like a coveted thing. Kind of like the medallion system. Like, oh, they're not accepting drivers right now, but it's a really good gig. It pays well. I set my own schedule. And yeah, just turn the signups off. And here's the thing. The market is saturated now. So clearly cutting the rates isn't helping that. Okay, folks, that's where we're going to end it. Thanks for talking, for, communicating, engaging, agreeing, disagreeing, super chats, thumbs up. And you know what? Even the 4 people that said thumbs down, you still took a time to come and say hi. So thank you for that. The battery is truly getting low, so I have to kind of just end this here. Otherwise, I'd go on another 15 minutes. But, an hour is probably a good length for this. Anyway, for those of you who might not have been watching this live, thank you for getting it to the end. I'd like to hear your thoughts on any or all of these situations. So you know the drill. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly. As always, flame responsibly,